What is your beef? Call with your beef. Let's get it started with an email. Dear Rome, my beef is the incorrect and constant overusage of the word literally. My daughter and son both walk around the house saying literally before every thought. The entire population finds this acceptable. I cannot. We need to stop this as adults. Dear literally, give me back my son.
Give me back my son.
Signed, Brian in Sacramento. I feel you. Basically, didn't want any of that. I've got a little bit of that in my house. Basically. And like. How many of your kids say like all the time? I'll check Logan. I'll hit him with the buzzer every time he says it. Oh. Rome. My beef is with office sports guy. You know the type. All cocky about how he would wipe the floor with everyone in the office in every sport until he gets challenged to show up at the local court or run. And then all of a sudden, his once empty calendar is suddenly booked up for the next 6 months. Come on, Kevin. No names mentioned. Back up the talk or shut it.
Which doesn't put the...
Wore Alvin's triple-double at States. Jake in New York City.
Position. He wasn't...
Jim, my beef is with Southwest Airlines. Stewardesses turning the plane into the Laugh Factory. I don't need to hear jokes and snickering when talking about a possible water landing. Just put on the life jacket, show me how to use it, blow into the tube like the idiot you are, and please stop acting like you're doing me a favor by throwing a bag of peanuts at me and a Dixie cup worth of soft drink. Jim in Temecula. Rome, my beef is with guys named Adam. They're morons. Example, your EP Adam Hawk and a guy I work with named Adam. No matter how much fun, no matter how much I make fun of him to his face, he will literally never understand that I'm actually making fun of him. They're morons. This one. My beef is with my boss. Today, my boss read the employees a message from corporate that says don't come to work sick to prevent the spread of illnesses. Even though she will write up anyone that calls in sick anytime. And she was coughing and sniffling while she read it to us. John in Illinois. The beefs keep coming.
Hey, John.
Romy, my beef is with male nurses that wear their scrubs out in public. We all know you're not an MD. You're a male nurse. Zack in the 479. Come on, Zack, do better. Rome, my beef is with Matt in LA, thinking people like to hear his calls. Mike and Snowbird. Dear Jim, my beef is with fast eater guy. I can't tell if this bozo loves food or hates it, but the greedy bastard needs to slow down. Is this guy actively trying to get fat? Or does he just want to finish early so he can sit there and watch me eat? I don't get it. And it's freaking weird, man. Brett from Bugaha. Doesn't anybody have like that one guy in the group who does that? I had a good friend of mine. We'd sit down to eat. And I'd just start talking or I'd get going. And I'd look around for a minute and I'd look back and his like plate was empty. I'm like, dude, is that a magic trick? How did you do that? And not one of those like sloppy guys either who gets food all over his shirt or his hair or his face. Just like a vacuum, like just an entire meal, gonzo. Jimmy Jim, I got a beef with my best friend whose new girlfriend reads poetry at the local bookstore every damn weekend. Look, I already went once to show my support for you and your gal. Truth is, I don't really like her. I like her poetry even less. Stop trying to get me to go, bro. I'm busy. That's a new one. Guy who's sick of his Buddy's new girlfriend who reads poetry at the local bookstore every weekend. Dear Jim, my beef is with the guy in church who blows his nose all service, and then when it comes time to shake hands with your brothers and sisters, he engages like nothing ever happened. Justin from Melbourne. Dear Jim, there's a lot of beef today. I've got beef with tailgater guy or girl. The idiot that rides your bumper like there's a magnet attached to both cars. Hey, idiot! There's a truck in front of me going 35 and a 45. It's a single lane road. I'm not going anywhere, and neither are you, you freaking schmuck. I can't wait to see your rig upside down, wheels up one day, because karma is a bitch. James in Tucson. Most of us would agree with that. Hey, Jim. Uh-oh. My beef is with Girl Scouts selling cookies. Why don't they just cut to the chase and say, buy a box of cookies so you don't go through the rest of your day feeling like a penny-pinching, child-hating Grinch? They ambush you at the entrance to stores with their misguided enthusiasm, and they force you to end up telling some obvious lie so you can get out of the purchase. The cookies suck, and the sales pitches are painful. Dan and SF. I told you what I do in that situation because I feel guilty and I want to help. I now buy the cookies and don't get the cookies. I just chip them off. Ladies, thank you very much. I'm going to make a donation. Otherwise, I will murder that sleeve tonight, and I can't have that. And I'm not going to give him to Rit. Rit's looking at me like, boss, buy the cookies, give them to me. That's breakfast, lunch, dinner, hors d'oeuvres. Hey, Rome. Imagine Hawk putting... Okay, that didn't start with my beef is. So is this even a beef? Oh, the subject line reads, beef with Hawk. Hey, Rome, imagine Hawk putting Jocko on hold and never getting him on the air. I'm not quite Jocko, but it's a good way to imagine it. 3-hour marathon is impressive. 4-hour marathon is pretty good if you're fat. 5 hours with a coach lets you get a sticker, I guess. That's not my beef. One day I called to say I was thankful for the podcast to run with. It helped me win the 2018 Baton Death March. The Sparrow couldn't find 20 seconds for me to say thanks. I also had a hilarious story about following David Faraday around the Orlando airport. He said it was a stupid story. Hawk is the worst. The high school loser holds all the power over actually accomplished people. Andrew in Albuquerque wore Pac-Man fever from '08. Wore the crew of Jolly 51. That's tough. Got any Pac-Man fever, Alvy?
I got a pocket full of hundreds and I'm headed to the strip club. Jerry Jones hired me a nanny because he knows that I'm a thug. My nanny bodyguard started talking back to my girl. He went to the bathroom and that's when he got floored. Because I got Pac-Man fever, Pac-Man fever. I'm a thug and I'm crazy, thug and I'm crazy. Pac-Man fever, Pac-Man fever. It's driving me crazy, it's driving me crazy.
I don't think we need another verse, do we?
Filed with the commissioner.
Memo to Pac-Man. Pac-Man, that's not me. It did happen on my show, but that's not me. And that was more than a decade ago. Let's go to the phones where there is more beef. Garbage. I hope this next call is not garbage.
Garbage.
REX in the ABQ. Hello, Rex. Hello, Rex.
Hey, Romy. You know what? I've got a beef. Like anybody else, I'm concerned about the corona, but it's not going to keep me away from the Panda Express. So I was there for lunch the other day, and guess who's in front of me? Guy who asks for chopsticks at Panda Express. Hey, guy, who do you think you are? More importantly, where do you think you are? This isn't Geisha House. I know you think you're being cultured by using chopsticks on your double orange chicken, but you're not. You're just being an ass. And speaking of ass. Better stop worrying about those chopsticks and get the bathroom code from that cashier instead, because everyone knows you're not getting out of the express without smoking out that gopher.
That's not a good call. No. You don't like that call. I don't like that call. Not a very good call.
Thanks, Rex. Thank you very much, Rex. We go to Dallas. Matt in Dallas. Matt, what is your beef?
I got beef with poor service at a packed restaurant. Like, I didn't choose your job. Don't give me poor service because your place is packed. Honestly, you should be glad it's packed. You're probably going to get a nice tip. That's my beef.
Got you, Matt. You know what's even worse than bad service during a busy time? Bad service when nobody's in the restaurant. 1-800-636-8686. We're wrapping up our What's Your Beef segment. We do it every single Tuesday. Let's go to Clearwater. Mike in Clearwater. Mike, what's your beef?
What's up, Jim? I got a beef with people that have service dogs with no apparent ailment whatsoever. They trot their little flea-ridden dogs to the restaurant, to the supermarket. They're totally fine. They can see fine. They can hear fine. They're walking fine. What do they need to bring that dog into the restaurant for? You know, they just got that stupid little vet, and they don't want you to look at it or touch it. Don't touch my service dog. It's a service dog. Don't approach my dog. Come on, get yourself together and leave your stupid mangy mutt at home. I'm out.
Angry much? Hey, Mike, what if they really do have a reason for having a service dog? What if they need a service dog? Mike, my man, I think you may need an emotional support dog to deal with your anger issues. Now, if we're not talking about service dogs, but rather just dogs that keep ending up in the restaurant, there's something to that. I love dogs. I don't have one right now. I had, as many of you know, we had 3 growing up. I didn't feel the need to bring them with me to the mall or the market or the restaurant or the bookstore or on an airplane or really anywhere other than around the block for a WAOK. There is your beef segment. Good beef segment today. Great bounce back from last week, where it was not nearly as good. Really good bounce back beef segment. You know what's funny? Beefs. Great bounce back beef segment. But even more amusing to me than beefs are beefs about beefs. Beef on beef. Now people are beefing about people's beefs. Service dog person is not happy with that last call. Male nurse guy is not happy with that one beef. It may take Hawk a week to get in here, but he's got some evidence of that. Beefs about beefs. Looking good, Adam. How you feeling?
Thank you.
Kmart tweets, my beef is with that service dog caller. Some ailments aren't physical. Hashtag D-bag.
Get yourself together and leave your stupid mangy mutt at home.
I don't know, Mike. It seems to me probably if given their choice and they had their druthers, they'd rather not have a service dog. There's a reason they have a service dog. So because there's a reason, I'm sure they're thankful for that dog, but it's a service dog. It provides a service. Mike is insinuating, not even insinuating, he said it point blank, you're faking it. You don't need that dog. My guess is they do, and they'd rather they didn't. You know, much like calling up and saying, yeah, you're not handicapped. You don't have any issues. You don't deserve that placard. But you walk across the parking lot like the rest of us. Yeah, I bet that person would like to walk across the parking lot like the rest of us. There's a reason why they have that blue placard.
Got that stupid little vet.
Beef on beef. You got that stupid little vet with that stupid little pet. No, it's a service dog. There's a reason. Dear Rome, please tell that moron that bitched about physician, male, healthcare workers wearing scrubs in public that we actually have lives outside of work. What are we supposed to do? Take our scrubs with us to work in a duffel bag and then change back into regular clothing at the end of our workday? Hey, idiot! Sometimes we do stuff like shop at the grocery store, or pick up our kids from school, or grab a beer or 10 with a friend. Suck it, loser! Mike in Jacksonville. Unwar idiots. Hey, if anybody else wants to beef about the beefs, you go right ahead. Trying to think of how about Chopsticks guy from Panda Express? You have any beef with Rex? Because there's a lot of other people who are not unhappy with Rex. As an example, Rome, go ahead. Just read this email on a loop. Rex. Unwar Panda Express chopstick guy. We're smoking out the gopher after the panda.
You're
Demasio.
not getting out of the Express without smoking out
I
that
heard
gopher.
The first time, Alvin. Why would you re-air something that you ran a guy for, Alvin? Kind of counterintuitive. He's like, and where do you think you are? Geisha House? It's Panda Express. And a few more of those. The Mianopan tweets, rack him, hashtag Rex. Jeff in NoCal tweets, Rex is a freaking genius. Ray in Sherwood tweets, Rex. JP Emmett tweets, best Rex call ever. And then a couple of more gopher resets. Anybody?